and I'd like to say a special good evening to my farming buddies, the farmers. We are a special breed of people, and our job is a mandate that we have is to produce available food, good quality food for the nation. And we have been doing that for over a number of years. And there are a number of young farmers who are trying to get into the business, and I would like to use this opportunity to appeal to Mr. Ron Collins and the Department of Agriculture to give them the chance. Sometimes we say you're too young, you don't have any experience, but how are they going to get experience if you don't give them the chance? So we speed up the action so that we can get the young farmers on the ground, and so that old folks like me can take a rest. I have been in the agriculture all my life, and I've been with the Ministry of Agriculture for over 21 years. And I was a crop extension officer, and I was a livestock officer for those 21 years. And we had done quite a lot of work in improving crops and livestock. And I spent some time at Bayfords, and some of the animals that you will see in the St. Peter's area, they are a result of Bayfords production. And I am trained and well-practiced inseminator, and we were doing a lot of improvement in that area. So we will see some of the livestock, and some of them still looking good, and based on that. I was also a teacher, and for 17 years, and teaching young people farming, the farming business, the production side, the business side. And I would like to take some credit that most of the young farmers between Keyon and Sadlers, they were my products. And I feel very good when I see them producing and doing really well. I always encourage them to do the right thing. And that is where leadership comes in. Some people are afraid to speak up and are afraid to give the young people a chance and give them a leg up. And I am not one of those. I like to see young people thrive. That is how the countries thrive. As a matter of fact, I am now in the process of helping out the farmer in Nevis who had lost quite a lot of his stuff there. So I am going to provide him with some planting, up to 80 suckers of planting, and I'm going to stand all the costs. I'm going to dig them myself, I'm going to transport them myself, and I'm going to give it to them so that they can do that kind of work. Those are some of the things that we need to do. And sometimes we talk a lot, and we're not doing a lot of things. Now, we talk a lot about food security, and I have been hearing about food security more than 60 years. Talking about food security, and where are we today in St. Kitts? Are we secured with food? Last year during the COVID, Dr. Harris was able to tell the people that we have food, do not worry. And that was his job. His job is to make sure that the people are okay. That's his job. He has to do his job. And so he get the supermarkets and tell them, well, bring food. And so that the people mind what is, and so on. But there are some pushback to that, because some farmers are producing, due to the stimulus, are producing a tremendous amount of food. And to get on the market has become slightly difficult in some commodities. I can give you some, like carrots, for instance. Farmers have lost up to 30,000 pounds of carrots. Some farmers have not harvested their carrots. There's a farmer just above me, and his carrots are still in the ground. Why? Because there are carrots on the market that have been imported. So they have to wait until those are finished before they can get in. And that's a very serious problem. And I have the problem myself as a farmer, but I'm an old farmer, so I have patience. I have more patience than them. So I can wait, and I know how to do a lot of things and so on. So the young farmers, they're hasty and they don't want to wait. They want the things not done now. So that are some of the things that we have. And then we're also faced with some challenges from the persons who purchase. and the supermarkets, for instance, they are going to tell you that they don't buy local. And I get pretty concerned, close to angry, when they tell me that they don't buy local. And the commodity is available. If you remember last year when the Director of Agriculture went on the air and he talked about the amount of squash that was on the market from a particular farmers. Even myself had some squash too. And I couldn't get my squash sold, my was small, because they're telling me, we do not buy local squash. I said, you got to be joking. And when you go on the floor, they have squash from about 4 other countries, different countries. Guatemala, Costa Rica, Mexico, and the United States. And they're not buying our squash. So these are some of the pushback that we get from those things here. Farmers have cabbage, they can't get them sold. Why? Because arrangements have not been made by the farmer themselves, or even assistance from the ministry, as to how you're going to get them sold. So the business part of agriculture in St. Kitts is quite lacking. And I have been trying to get a lot of the farmers to look at the business side of the farming. You can't just produce and think they're going to sell themselves. You have to organize yourself and get your market for your products. Whatever you have to do, you'll get it. Because my thing is, whatever I produce, I don't want it to go to waste. It has to be sold. It has to reach the table. If you look at the world now, in 2000, they had about 800 million men, women, and children who were going to sleep hungry. And the FAO, through the World Food Program, wanted to reduce that as much as possible during that millennium. And it went down quite a bit. And by 2017, 2019, it was down to 679 million. And that is still a tremendous number. And what are we doing in St. Kitts? What are we doing in our little corner to improve food security? Because remember, if the population is not hungry, if everybody's all right in terms of food availability, food affordability, and food sustainability, then the problems that the Prime Minister might be facing will be lessened tremendously, because people are happy and the crimes and so on. And all of those things will go down if people are well fed. So farmers, let's step up some more. Let's do the work, because that is our mandate. Our mandate is to provide food for the population of St. Kitts and Nevis. And if we don't lead out, if we don't step out, if we stand by and allow other people to do things for us, nothing will go on. So we need to step up as leaders in this farming industry. And there are a number of things that you're looking at. And I am quite concerned about the pig industry. Some time ago, we had a thriving pig industry. Most of you would know that any barbecue pit you go by, you get a lot of pork and so on there. And in the market, the pork was quite presentable from the abattoir, the government abattoir. And when I used to teach, I always carried my students, my fifth form students, to the abattoir to see what they were doing. And in a week, when they butchered 10 cattle, they would be butchering over 200, 300 pigs. Today, I don't think that is the numbers now, because some of the pig farmers are gone out of business because of some of the things on the market. Cheaper pork come on the market, and so farmers can't compete. And so Mr. Ron Collins is challenged with some of these issues, and they are not easy. But I think with him and the Prime Minister and other persons involved, it can be done. I don't think, even though we join a number of organizations and sometimes we follow them to the letter, I don't think we should allow those organizations to shut down any of our agricultural production systems. I don't think so. There has to be some way and means to go around some of those things that you sign on to as a small nation. Because sometimes when I go to meetings and so on, they use that as a reason for farmers not getting to the market. Because they're saying we join these organizations and we can't prevent people from bringing in your stuff. I want to think that I beg to differ, that we can do something about it and try and save our farmers. Because we're going to lose our farmers if they can't get the product sold. All right? I will stay here. Maybe later on we can discuss some other matters. Thank you very much for listening.
And thank you very much, Mr. Morris. We'll now hear from Ms. Sharon Jones.